During the Cold War, governments across the world invested heavily in survival infrastructure. Shelters, bunkers and emergency housing were designed to withstand nuclear blasts, prolonged exposure to cold and, well, all sorts of harsh environmental conditions. While much of the focus was on steel, concrete and early synthetic materials, some of the most effective insulation was quietly crafted from natural fibers. Engineers discovered that by carefully selecting and processing materials like hemp, wool and flax, they could create panels, blankets and linings that retained heat far more efficiently than early plastics or foams. The result was a low-tech, high-performance insulator that remained effective under extreme conditions, yet, interestingly, remained largely classified. Today, understanding this forgotten Cold War technology offers practical lessons for off-grid living, emergency preparedness, and historical survival strategies. The core of the Cold War insulator relied on combining multiple natural fibers for maximum thermal retention. Unlike modern synthetic foams, which trap air artificially, Cold War engineers relied on the natural properties of fibers to create microscopic air pockets. Wool, for instance, resists moisture and continues to insulate even when damp. Hemp adds structural rigidity while maintaining breathability, and flax helps create a uniform, stable mat that doesn't compress easily. By layering these fibers, and sometimes lightly felting them together, the insulation captured air efficiently, reducing heat loss through conduction and convection. Field notes suggest that panels of this composition retained heat in underground shelters for hours, even when external temperatures dropped far below freezing. For practical application today, layering natural fibers in a similar fashion, using wool blankets, hemp mats or flax sheets, can create highly effective, chemical-free insulation for cabins, emergency shelters or survival bivouacs. The processing of these fibers enhanced their insulating properties. Engineers didn't simply stuff raw fibers into a container, they cleaned, carded, and sometimes lightly pressed the fibers to maintain loft while ensuring consistent density. This careful preparation created a uniform matrix that trapped heat without heavy compression, avoiding the cold spots that occur in poorly packed insulation. Some historical manuals describe brushing the fibers with natural oils or resins to repel moisture while maintaining breathability. Modern survivalists can replicate this technique by lightly brushing wool or hemp mats with lanolin or flax oil to improve moisture resistance. Even without industrial pressing, careful layering and preparation of natural fibers dramatically improves thermal performance compared to unprocessed materials. The insulator was particularly effective in confined underground or mobile shelters. Cold War bunkers and fallout shelters often had limited space, making lightweight, high-performance insulation essential. Engineers placed panels against walls, floors and ceilings, creating a continuous thermal barrier. Unlike rigid plastic or foam boards, the fiber panels conformed to irregular surfaces, eliminating gaps that would allow heat to escape. Soldiers and civilians in training exercises reported that the shelters stayed significantly warmer overnight than similar shelters relying solely on early synthetic materials. Today, using natural fiber mats to line walls or floors of temporary shelters or even vehicles can produce the same effect. The flexibility of natural fibers allows them to fit uneven surfaces without creating cold bridges. The insulation also incorporated simple moisture management techniques. One of the reasons this natural fiber system outperformed plastics was its ability to regulate humidity. Unlike synthetic sheets that trap condensation, the fiber matrix absorbed minor amounts of moisture and released it gradually, preventing dampness from undermining warmth. Engineers often paired the insulation with ventilation channels or breathable covers, creating a microclimate that stayed dry and comfortable even under extended use. Modern practitioners can mimic this by ensuring natural fiber insulation is layered with breathable fabrics or boards and leaving slight ventilation gaps to manage moisture accumulation. This simple adjustment prevents cold spots and preserves comfort in long-term emergency or off-grid shelters. The practical application of this insulator is straightforward for modern survivalists. First, source natural fibers, wool, hemp, flax, or a combination. Prepare them by cleaning and carding to maintain loft. Layer them carefully, either in mats, panels, or lining pockets within a structure. Optional, treat with natural oils to improve moisture resistance. Place the insulation against walls, floors, or even ceilings, ensuring minimal gaps. The result is a lightweight, adaptable, and durable insulation system that retains heat without electricity or synthetic chemicals. Even in temporary or mobile shelters, this system performs better than tarps, blankets, or early plastic sheeting because it combines thermal retention with moisture management. The Cold War insulator teaches a broader lesson about low-tech solutions. High-tech or synthetic materials aren't always superior. By observing natural properties, loft, breathability, moisture resistance, engineers were able to create durable, high-performing insulation without relying on emerging plastics, foams, or chemical treatments. For historians, it shows ingenuity under constraint. For survivalists, it demonstrates that effective thermal management can be achieved with simple, widely available materials when applied with care and understanding. If you want more forgotten survival techniques, historical engineering secrets, and practical lessons from the Cold War, subscribe to In the Beginning and share this video. These natural fiber insulators aren't just relics. They are time-tested methods that can keep you warm and safe in the toughest conditions.